special guest tonight with Dan McDuff. I'm going to talk some Super Weekend, and I'm excited. We're excited about the draft at the Battery this year, so we're really looking forward to that. So yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, no doubt, and fun at Scott's house too, and your house.
Yes. So I got a big island. I think that's going to be the paper football location. So I think we can have 2 games going on at the same time. So there.
Oh,
there you go. You want to give like a rundown, one of you guys, just in terms of what's the Friday, Saturday?
Well, we'll talk. I guess Friday night we'll be at Scott's house, and that will be first round Friday, and I'll be sending out information with that times. I think we'll try to kick off at 7, just because it usually moves pretty quick anyway.
Yeah.
But we'll kick off at 7. I know Christopher gonna be a late night for him with that. A little bit ahead of us, and then it'll be Saturday morning.
It will be, yes. It's kind of like the Melbourne, kind of football game, the Wednesday, Thursday game.
Yeah.
Which pick do you have, Christopher?
Nice and deep into the evening or early morning, number 11. So.
Oh boy, yeah.
Right in front of Matt at 12, and right after the Tailgaters at 10. So.
Yep. So we'll do that first round Friday, catching up, and then of course we got the late night poker. Going on. If Christopher, you want to join, maybe we could get you in virtually. I don't know.
Hey, if you know how to do that, I mean that's.
I mean,
at that
there
point,
is a place out that right up the road from me that does poker. Like, it's free. I mean, you can buy extra chips and whatnot for you got to buy food to get extra chips, but they have a technology where it reads your cards. And so
really?
You have to rub. There's a thing on the table where it rubs it and picks it up. So it's kind of interesting.
That's how they do it on TV too. They used to have little cameras that they could see the cards. Now they have RFID something or else. So when the cards get dealt,
So we could, try to incorporate that for you. Maybe
either that, or I'll have to pay maybe an avatar. I'll have to pay one of the kids, just be my. My $20 and show me the cards, and
and then Saturday we'll be at Dan and Nancy and Scott's office at the Battery. So Dan, you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah,
I guess I'll run down Scott's first Friday location wise. It's off Atlanta Road in Smyrna. Really pretty cool location down there, and not far from the Battery location either. But it's on Atlanta Road near Spring Concord, if you're familiar with Atlanta. So just like half a mile from there, kind of the heart of Smyrna. So nice house in the subdivision, and we'll get them set up. I'm glad to hear you're going to show up early, help them out. Nancy and I are going to do the same thing Friday, just swoop down early, and just whatever him and his wife Robin need help on, we're there. So
yeah.
He'll just be coming back from taking his daughter to school. So University of Connecticut.
Oh wow.
So for her first year. So we would need to welcome him as an empty nester into the world. That weekend.
He was telling me he has a big pod storage on his driveway right now. So he's like, hopefully that will be gone before Friday night over there.
Yeah, nice. And on Saturday, so we just moved. We've been in an office down the hill since, 1998. We moved up the hill to a little nicer office. Been there since 2010. And so we just moved to right at Windy Ridge Parkway and Powers Ferry, if you know where that is. And it's, 3/4 of a mile from the Battery. So, and top floor of that building, just beautiful views of all the Atlanta and the skylines, and of course the Battery Stadium. Really nice office space, and that new look that office spaces get. And we have a huge conference room with multiple TVs on the wall with
Wow.
desk. It's a training room, really, where you can so everybody can just line up and set up their laptops, have everything set in a really nice environment. And
this might be the most official draft we've ever had, like a
war
real war room.
you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And we'll probably all get in trouble for holding the event there, but we're going.
But just don't ask for permission. Just ask for forgiveness.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. That's right. But anyway, we look forward to seeing everybody there. And in terms of activities, people want to hang out for the award ceremony and then want to wander down to the Battery for a couple hours and hang out there. Lots of stuff going on there all the time.
Yeah.
So
and Tara said she would take a group of anybody who doesn't want to hang out at the draft, because she's obviously not going to, and said she would be happy to do it.
No, I think she's going to have a fascination of watching how we make the sausage. So she'll be there. Okay, maybe not. And I think Nancy's going to be stuck being there to let people in and out of the office all day. But yeah, whatever it takes, it'll be a lot of fun and a really good draft environment.
I can try to coordinate with the Tampa crew that we all come at once, so that we aren't doing that, because that sounds like a huge hassle for you guys.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Just happy to host it there, and we'll work it out however that goes.
Well, we appreciate it regardless. I'm excited. I can't wait to see the that whole area. I haven't seen the Braves' new ballpark or anything like that. So.
Oh man. Well, Nancy and I lived there for 8 months in the Battery while our house in Blairsville was being built. So.
Really?
Yes. Unfortunately, we moved out 2 weeks before the Braves won something there one night.
Yeah, the World Series.
Oh yeah, the World Series. Yeah. 2 weeks. We leave there 2 weeks before we forgot to look at the calendar when we signed our lease agreement. So
maybe you guys were good luck leaving.
Maybe so. Hey, we went to 2 playoff games there and they won them both. So.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
It was a pretty sweet World Series celebration. They closed the school system that I work in, and so it was like a paid day off, and like we got to go to the Battery, and Jackie's office was down there, so we just went in to work with her for a little bit, and then we just hung out at the Battery, and I mean it was so much fun that day. And then Jackie had connections with the Braves, so we got seats like 10 rows back from the third base dugout during the celebration. So I had confetti like just all in my shirt when I got home, and it was fun.
Oh man,
that's incredible. That's incredible. Have you guys ever seen the guy who lives in Seattle in like an apartment that he can see like the game being played
That's wild.
At the Seahawks stadium? It's pretty crazy.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I think your dad and Kelly could sort of like from their apartment. I mean, they probably can't see it being played, but
Oh, they can definitely see the stadium from their apartment.
Fireworks
Yeah,
going off.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. So, and then of course we'll do pizza like we normally do for that, and then we'll come back towards Roswell, and Saturday evening we'll plan on having barbecue for dinner and hang out here. We got college football. I have an outdoor TV. We can watch college football on or indoor, depending on, it's been really hot and humid here, but hopefully it'll cool off a little bit. And then, paper football, hang out, be a blast. So I think Wayne might be interested in one of the games. Tigers versus Tigers, maybe.
Oh, Auburn, really? Clemson, really?
No, LSU, Clemson.
Oh, LSU,
wow.
You're kidding. No way. I didn't know
Clemson's
that.
playing in the other, I guess, not the real Death
Valley. Yeah,
which
Death Valley, right?
Yeah. So we got Dabo versus Lane Kiffin, week 1.
Wow. That's like WWE, like put that together, huh?
Yeah.
Only Ole Miss would have been better.
Did you guys see a second player has left the NFL to go back to LSU?
Oh,
I did.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so good.
It's sad.
But yeah, we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward. Very grateful. Scott hosting Friday night, and then Dan and Nancy Saturday, and it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about the Battery. I love that area, so yeah, looking forward to it. So
Sounds fantastic. Can't wait to hear the reports.
I just got to make sure I bring that draft board Friday night. I still remember Christopher. I was showing Tara a video from it about Wayne cussing in the background when Jim made his pick. So
yes. That sounds amazing. That sounds great.
Dan, what pick do you guys have this year?
7.
7? Okay.
Yeah. Or wait, maybe 6, 7. One of the two.
okay.
And Christopher, I promise, Nancy will pick up the game on taking some photos, which is one of your big things to cover for you.
Fantastic. All right, that's great to hear. I just I need
I'll get Tara too. She'll help out with pictures.
Okay.
As well.
That'll be fantastic. Yeah, a lot of activity. So the more pictures out there going, that's ultimately great for the Brick Hat and Brief. So
my dad will take a lot of selfies. You know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Your dad was very impressive on the Spanish trip, no doubt.
Yeah.
It was some very impressive photos, definitely.
Yeah. No, I appreciate y'all. That'll be great.
Yeah. So that's kind of what we got, and I think we saw great time and looking forward to it. And I'll actually make the first pick in Dan and Nancy's office building in Scott's building. So
that's right.
Because I'll be the first pick of the second round.
First pick. There you go. That's good. Yeah.
In our shortened draft.
Yeah.
Oh.
Dan's happy about it.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo. Yeah.
Just,
so.
Yeah.
I think going back and forth at spring owners meeting proposals.
Didn't everyone vote to approve that rule? I think the majority.
It got approved. Yeah. It was
I mean, sometimes you disagree with who wins elections,
Yeah. That's so we'll just have to. We're going to bring extend it by 3 rounds next year. We're just going to go way the other way. We're going to go way. No.
I to be fair, I will be interested to see. I think the waiver wire this year is going to be more important than ever. This is arguably going to be the most important waiver wire year with everyone having one less roster spot. That's 12 decent players potentially out there in the pool. So
they won't just be sitting on a bench doing nothing all season. That's going to be awesome.
We'll see. I don't know how it'll work out, but
we could have just done our draft homework and had them on our bench waiting to play in there, Jordan Mason,
we do have
all
extra
those great
waivers.
picks.
I mean, than we've had in the past. We have the Saturday. I mean, I think it's going to be really it's going to be a fun waiver this year. And there's going to be some serious roster decisions that are going to have to be made too.
We might have to come up with a on the fly rule when our NFL players start going back into college mid season, and all of a sudden, our second tight end all of a sudden is jumping from the Jaguars to the LSU Tigers, which obviously is seems to be the only team they can go back to.
That can become your CPW, mid-season CPW.
we do need to come up with something for week 1 this year, because post draft week 1 there is a game on Wednesday, so waivers won't have run before that first game.
That is correct.
So I don't know if we want to do anything there.
We can make it run Tuesday for week 1, I guess. I don't know. Well, I usually have Rick set waivers, so him and I can talk about that.
Okay.
Yeah. Between cuts and injuries and such like that. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
But sounds great. All right. Topic 2. You want to jump on the prediction?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I'm down. I've got mine.
What everybody came for, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we want to start off. I mean, we're all NFC bias over here, I think. So we'll start NFC. Y'all want to do start off with division winners?
We could go division by division and then.
Okay. All right. Well, Austin, you start us off. What division?
All right. For the NFC North, I have the Chicago Bears. I think the Bears are going to be great this year. spoiler alert for where my predictions are going. I love Ben Johnson. I think he's a phenomenal head coach. I love an offensive-minded guy. My favorite thing he said was last week or 2 weeks ago. He said, "We're not going out there to beat teams. We're going out there to blow teams out. We're going to try to win games 56-0." And that to me is like, oh, that's a man after my own heart. That's the kind of football I want to see. I don't want to see it. I love a good defensive game. Like, don't get me wrong. I love a good 17-13 kind of battle. But for fantasy, I love a coach who goes out there and says, we're going to run the score up. That's wonderful. So I have the Chicago Bears winning the NFC North.
So Caleb Williams to the Riot Squad, basically.
Maybe.
All right. All right. Well, I'm going to go a little bit different of the pick there. I got the Lions.
Wow.
Weak schedule. I mean, they got a very weak schedule this year. I think they're going to be favored in about 13, 14 games. So I'm going to go Lions. I like their team. I think last year dealt with a lot of injuries. And I think they have one of the softest schedules out there. If they can stay healthy, I think they're going to reclaim the North this year.
Gotcha.
I like it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take the Bears too. I think the Bears right now, like I said, they've got the mindset. I'll agree with Austin. I think the mindset of the coach is just so much, reminds me of like Sean McVay, and just out there, just it's you give confidence in your players, and that just elevates them. So I think they'll edge by the Packers, who's just is always a strong organization. So got the Bears winning the division.
I am just a passive participant. I wish Scott was here because he had a lot to say and a lot of input, and I hope you have a chance to invite him on a little more often. And he has a little bit of flair, and I'm sure the Patriots would be top of his list somewhere. But
yeah.
Anyway. All right.
All right. Well, Christopher, you picked the next division. How about that?
Okay. Well, I'm not going to miss this chance to, hit the South. So we'll go for the South, and it's, it's literally, again, one of those divisions that's just always super competitive. And I don't think this year is going to be any different. I think it's going to be, down to the wire, just like it has been for the last several years. I am going to pick the Bucks. I'm liking the defense. I certainly like just the players that we've gotten back from injury through free agency. Got Vita signed back. So, not a big fan of the coach, and it kind of hurts me to pick them as the division because I don't know what's going to be. They're going to say, oh, great, we get to keep this coach again. But I think they just got the talent there to win it. And like I said, it's a weak division. So I think they will take the crown.
I'm going to take the Saints to win this division. I like the way they finished last year. I mean, it hurts me because that's the Falcons' biggest rival.
Yeah.
I think if you put Tyler Shaw on the Falcons, I would probably pick the Falcons just because I actually, or Baker, put him on the Falcons. I trust the court. Like, we don't have a quarterback. Maybe Jack Strand. I don't know. He looked good, but give me the Saints. I like the way they finished. And signing Travis Etienne. I know they lost to Alvin Kamara and Jordan Tyson, but I think it's gonna be really good. Not the best team in the NFC, obviously. I think 9 wins gets this division, and I think the Saints are going to do it.
Yep.
I'll go for the Bucks. I don't disagree with you, Matt. I think it was between the Bucks and the Saints. Not to say that I don't like what Carolina is doing with their team too. I think it'll be between those three. Sorry to the Falcons. The quarterback situation is just. But this could be one of those things where it's like, oh, all training camp, everyone's like Tua looks terrible and Penix looks terrible, and then it's training camp, and who knows what actually ends up happening in the season. But that being said, I think that the Bucks, the continuity of the team, even as bad as we hate the coaching, there's something to be said for roster continuity and or continuity, and a established identity that we have on defense, and an identity. I think we're going to be able to better execute that this year than last year with people like Ruben Bain. I'm a bit worried about our linebacker situation and our cornerback situation. It's a little bit scary, but I think if your front four can be better, like that raises the level of your defense infinite. So I have more faith in the Bucs defensive front to be able to help the Bucs dominate games that they should win. And so I think that, like you said, I think it'll be 9 or 8 wins that wins this division. I think the Bucs will probably go 9-8. The Saints will probably go 8-9, or the other way around. And so, I'll take the Bucs, but like Christopher said, I don't have a lot of faith in them to make a deep run. I don't have a lot of faith in them to be some kind of great team out of nowhere.
Well, I think you look at this division. I mean, I think you could legitimately pick any of those 4 teams to win, to get 8 or 9 wins. You also could have any of those 4 teams go, 5-12 this year? Easily.
Absolutely.
You can look at any of those 4 teams. So, that's I thought about picking the Bucs as well, just because of Baker. I mean, I think he's going to be on a mission. Hey, show me the money.
Yeah.
And scares me about the Bucs a little bit, just because I've seen it the last couple of years. Zach Robinson as the OC.
I don't know.
I mean, I helped him pack up his U-Haul, set him on 75. So down that way. So I don't know. We'll see.
We shall see. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. NFC East. I'm gonna pick the Cowboys this year. Oh,
I was gonna say, let Dan. I know Dan's got.
Dan, you want to join
Dan's
in?
got a. With the NFC
I'm
East.
just a passive participant, but I am surprised. These 2 Buck fans picked the Bucs. You didn't pick the Bucs, Matt.
Yeah. Well, no. I'm realistic. I try to be a little bit realistic about the Falcons this year. I mean,
so you've matured. Do you feel the same way about UGA?
Yeah, Tara's got me hooked on UGA now. So, so I think UGA might run the table this year. We'll see. We'll see about that.
They got that one tough regular season game they got to get through. So we'll see.
Yeah, they got to go to Oxford, and Tuscaloosa.
No. Oh, anyway.
We know what you're talking about, Dan.
Yeah,
go Jackets, baby.
last regular season game. Yeah.
Oh, the last one. Yeah.
A couple of us came up with that. Thank you. Yeah, Matt.
Yeah. Sorry.
He'll remember.
Okay. Well, that's always a tough one. That's always a tough game, Georgia and Georgia Tech. So,
if we're moving on to the NFC East. Oh no, go ahead, Dan.
I appreciate the invite. Got some errands to run, so I just got back out of town tonight, but really enjoyed it. Any more information you need on the Super Weekend?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we're okay. I started that group text, so just anything you want to throw on there for it. You and Scott, y'all can throw that stuff on there as well.
Maybe like parking as we get closer, things like that.
Yes, we'll work that out, and really look forward to seeing all of you again. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
What time are you guys looking to start the award ceremony?
I think 9. I think we usually do 9 and then kick off draft at 10. Right.
Gotcha.
Or say 9-ish. It'll probably start at 9:30, but
Gotcha.
Okay. All right, guys.
All right.
Good seeing you, Dan.
All right. Good seeing you.
Bye, guys.
Go Jackets.
All right. NFC East.
I wanted to hear Dan's opinion on the Cowboys.
I know he didn't take the bait.
I think this has got to be their year to win the division. Eagles made some changes. They lost AJ Brown. You can say what you want about him, but dude's a talent. They're going to put. I was reading about the Eagles. They're putting Jalen Hurts under center more, and I'm like, well, outside the tush push, I don't know how well that's going to go. I think Dallas with Dak and CD and George Pickens. I mean, they're too talented on that side. They made some changes got some talent on defense now. I see them winning the division. I think it might be their year to win it. Not the Super Bowl necessarily, but I think it's their year to win the division.
Okay. I was about to say I'm gonna stay away from the Cowboys after I had 2 years ago I predicted them to win the whole thing, and then they went like 6-11 or something like that.
Yeah,
so
I remember that.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay away from the Cowboys. I'm gonna stick with Philadelphia. I think that a little subtraction or addition by subtraction with losing Kevin Patullo. I think that their offense is gonna be good. I think it'll be better than it was last year. I rag on Jalen Hurts all the time because I don't think that he's like this elite quarterback, but I do think he's a good quarterback, and I think that he was a little bit hamstrung by some of the play calls and some of the designs that the Eagles offense had set up just set him up for failure last year. So I like quarterbacks going under center more. I like quarterback. You can utilize play action and really read a defense a lot better from under center than from shotgun. So I'm sticking with the Eagles. I think Devontae Smith is going to be fantastic. I think that Saquon, this is maybe his last like really good peak of his career kind of year. He's getting kind of up there in age. I think that they'll what?
No, I was joking with Frank. Yeah, Frank was
about
talking
last
to me
year.
all about
Yeah.
that.
That's the number one overall curse, though.
Exactly.
Trust me, I'm looking at Saquon because I'm like he might end up on the riot squad end of the first round. We'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Eagles.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm having to look, I think, both ways, but I think Dallas does have the firepower. Again, made some gutsy calls on getting some trades done for defense. Actually, considered putting drapes in the windows, at least for soccer, I guess. So ultimately, we'll see. But I think the Cowboys will rise. I think the Eagles will still make the playoffs as one of the wild cards, but we'll go with Dallas.
I like it. All right.
All right.
Last but not least, West.
Yeah, the NFC West. I'm going Seattle here. Winning the division. I think that they just have the Rams number, and I think that they're coming off a Super Bowl win. I know losing Kubiak's gonna be tough, but I just have faith in this team. I think JSN is unbelievable. Darnold is apparently proven that he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. Like the first year in Minnesota, you say it's a fluke. Last year he wins the Super Bowl. It's not a fluke. So I'm going to stick with Seattle. I think that I'll leave it there because I've got future predictions coming up.
There you go. I'll go with the Rams just from the hype standpoint, and I do agree that Seattle is still going to be a very tough team. They're going to be defensive minded. McDonald's just got a team there. I will always have the Seattle defense as one in my heart for helping me last year. So, but I think when it comes down, to the end, and you're right. Darnold is a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So is Trent Dilfer. You have a great defense, and you just have to be and that's not a slight to Sam Darnold at all, because I like Trent Dilfer.
Well, I was just going to say, I think he's a way better quarterback than Trent Dilfer, but
yeah. Oh, no, I do. I'm just saying, but you still have to manage a team. Yeah. They both had amazing defenses and the like. Yeah. So I think that again, no slight on Sam Darnold at all. But I just think when it comes down to it, I think Stafford's a better quarterback. And when you get down to it, when you have to look at some of those, you go position by position. Offense, I think they win it. Now, if Darnold, comes out of retirement and you got Miles and they traded for, I think, everybody that was on the Kansas City defense. So it's one of those things that I think Seattle will be in the playoffs, but I'm gonna take the Rams.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams. I was debating between them and the Seahawks. Like it was close, but I think Seattle losing Kubiak to the head coaching position of the Raiders, it's going to be kind of like the equivalent of Ben Johnson leaving the Lions. I think it's going to take a little bit of time to kind of, hey, I mean, Kubiak was such a great play caller, I think, and that's just hard to replicate. You can have the same plays, but you still got to drive the Lamborghini. You got to have someone who knows how to drive it, and so I think
Byron Leftwich.
I think Sean McVay knows how to drive the Lamborghini, like pretty well, and so I think. I think Seattle makes playoffs. They're very talented. It was very close as far as what I thought. Puka being injured may hurt him a little bit. He may face a suspension. I was reading about that today.
Who's that?
Puka. Puka may get suspended. For a few games. But usually the NFL delivers that before the last preseason game. I mean, we saw it with the Falcons with James Pierce. They were and the Falcons kind of knew he was getting suspended. Yeah. He wasn't running first team during practice at all. So we'll see what happens there. But I just think Kubiak leaving Seattle is going to be too big of a loss going against the Rams, because that guy just knew how to dial up plays, left really well. So, so give me the Rams.
All right. Should we do the wild card? Yeah, the wild cards now.
Yeah. Well, my 3 wild card teams, I got Seahawks, I got Bears, and I got the Packers. So those are my 3 wild card teams. I think all 3 of them, you could legitimately say, they can win their division. I thought about the 49ers, but, McCaffrey's going to, he had 450 touches last year.
Yeah.
And I was reading the following year, he was injured he was out at least 13 games the next year.
Yeah.
So first round.
There's a clear statistical correlation between production of running backs in years after they have 1 million touches. Yeah. And Saquon last year, 2 years ago, arguably an MVP candidate, unbelievable year. And then last year, just, they don't say it outright, but playing that much and that much wear and tear does have an effect the following season. So I don't disagree with you on that. I mean, right now their whole offense is Christian McCaffrey, and he's hurt. Yeah. So it's Evans is in and out of
Mikey, exactly. Yeah.
In and out of practice and the substation. And I don't think a lot of people haven't talked about this. Well, I'll just say my 3 wildcard teams. I've got the Rams, I've got Green Bay, and I've got Detroit. And like you, I left off San Francisco. People aren't talking a lot about Kyle Shanahan. He got in a really, really serious car accident, really unfortunate.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much he's been able to be around the team, but your head coach basically not being there for a lot of training camp and preseason, and who knows how far into the regular season, of him not being able to be himself there leading the team. That could have a huge effect. And the substation stuff with all the injuries, all that looming over over them. I don't know. It's worrisome.
Yeah, and Kyle's their play caller, and he's he's another guy who can just wreak havoc on the defense with his play calling. And so if he's not around or he can't be on the field during the first few weeks, that's really going to hurt him.
Yeah,
you got to wonder if he's. And I did see some of the details of that. I mean, it sounded pretty bad. And if you're not able to move, I mean, you can't be on the sidelines. I mean, people come into the sidelines. I mean, he'd have to be up in the box, obviously, and that's a different thing. But you're right. I agree. So I've got the Eagles, Packers, and Seattle. So I've got no San Francisco, no Detroit. Just so those are my 2 big teams that did not make it.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on Detroit, Christopher? Because I think you and I both have them fringe edge.
Yeah, it's. I think Dan Campbell is an incredible motivator, and he had 2 really, really good coordinators, and we lost both of them, and then they replaced them, and I mean, you've got some great playmakers, and I just don't see that right now. He's more of just like a cheerleader, which again, I love cheerleaders. I mean, really, as head coaches, motivators, that kind of thing. And so I do like him a lot. I like the fact that he goes for the 4th downs. I love that whole system and everything. right now, I just don't know that they've got it all. I don't know that, losing David Montgomery is going to help them at all. Obviously, it's not going to. That kind of thing might help Jamar Gibb, fantasy owners, but that's not going to be, a thing that's going to get them any closer. And so I just, and I, their window, talk about your window when they had it there, and just, getting that, Buster Douglas knockout, against Washington when everybody was saying it was theirs. And again, I mean, you've got Jared Goff, who again is like a Sam Darnold, could bring them, but they're losing players to criminal stuff and everything like that. So, but kudos, and I won't go down in rabbit hole here, but I was talking obviously to your dad and stuff like that. Arnold and stuff like that with, getting what he did, and it was pretty obvious.
Oh yeah, in Tampa.
And so I was talking to John, and it was, and your dad texted me he's toast, he's done. I mean, told me all the stuff that he did. It was all in the papers and everything, but it was and kudos to Detroit, dropped him obviously. And then 3 teams are going to look him out. Oh, and then Seattle's going to sign him. I'm like, what are you talking about?
He's going to be in prison. What are you talking about?
They were like, oh, he's imminent signing. I'm like, dude, this guy's not imminent signing. I mean, the NFL is going to have something like and I guess, they call it about commissioner's exempt list. I'm like, this dude's not signing anything. He is so done. I mean, this is what he did was literally really bad. I mean, he's watching on tape while these people go and beat up the wrong person. So it just, that, kudos to Detroit for that. Not so much Seattle.
Yeah.
Had to go there.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's Kubiak, Ben Johnson going to the Bears. I mean, I think they missed that play calling. I mean, that guy, Ben Johnson knows how to just work a defense. And I mean, I just like the Lions' schedule. I think they can out talent some teams this year. I mean, that's kind of why I had them picked to win the division. But I mean,
absolutely.
But
it comes down
when you
to
got a good offensive coordinator, you better pay him, because otherwise he's going. I think you're going to start seeing OCs get paid heavily.
Don't remind me. They're coming up. They're coming up in the AFC.
There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Who wants to start with the AFC?
All right. You want to go? Let's go AFC East.
Okay.
All right. I'll start us off. I got Buffalo. I think New England's schedule is really tough, especially to start the year. I mean, it's a really tough schedule. I think the Mike Vrabel distraction is going to kind of still linger a little bit with the New England. They still got a really good team, but I think the Bills, give me Josh Allen every year. If he's healthy, give me Buffalo every year to win that division. I mean, I'll take him.
Yeah. The AFC as a whole, I think, is incredibly tough. I think it's sort of similar to last year, where it's just the whole conference is really, really good. And I think that there's 2 teams you could make an argument or a coin flip to win every single division, if not more. But I also have the Bills. Their new stadium, there's been a lot of criticism about it. Some of it doesn't look great, but I do like that it's outdoors and it's not all these cookie cutter new, it's a dome and it's square. I think Atlanta's done it a bit different, but I think that Josh at some point he's going to have to, break through. And I think, like you said, every year that he's there, he makes that team Super Bowl contenders. So I will also go with the Bills this year.
Yeah. Well, I'll make it for the first unanimous one. I think that the Bills are there. I think the enthusiasm and just the excitement they'll have in the new stadium will carry them most of the games there. And again, with Josh at the helm, just without a doubt, no doubt. So without a doubt. And prayers obviously for the Oliver family. I'm sure you guys saw that, which is very tragic. So just keep the family in your prayers. So
that the guy who leaked that information early was completely out of line, and Josh Allen was understandably super upset about it.
I didn't hear about that. As somebody,
yeah, there was some guy who'd leaked the story like a couple days before, and Josh was like, he won't, like, some of us in the building knew, but we didn't want to, we were going to let him speak after the game, and someone like leaked it ahead of time. It was stupid, but yeah, like you said, like that, unbelievably tragic. So
yeah.
All right. Let's go. We'll go AFC North. I'll take the Ravens. I think they're gonna. Sometimes you just gotta divorce. You gotta part ways with your coach. Like Harbaugh, love him. I mean, I love him.
Right.
I think he's gonna do great things with the Giants. But sometimes, like you're in a place for so long, message gets stale. Yeah. And I think some of the players started tuning him out last year. Jesse Minter's a great defensive coordinator. I think he's going to get that defense going again. The Ravens defenses that we think of. And I think Lamar's going to be on a mission this year. To prove last year was a fluke. Give me Derrick Henry. I love that guy. I mean, he's the Tom Brady of running backs. You think, he's 33 this year. He's going to hit the wall. And he's trucking defensive players and stiff arming them and running 75-yard touchdowns. So give me Derrick, give me the Ravens.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll make it easy out. Definitely the Ravens again too. I think that, they had a very brutal year just with the injuries. I mean, especially on defense. I mean, literally like 7 of their 11 starters. It was crazy. And they were a missed, Tyler Luke field goal, from the playoffs. So it's, to do all that and Lamar was injured for most of the year. So all of that, and literally they all but should have made the playoffs. So, that's just a strong team. And again, not a super strong division, but I just think that a lot of times, you get an infusion of, especially a new coach. I'm sure, like I said, new excitement, not the same message. It's going to help them, and I think they'll continue on again with stars like Lamar and Henry, and again just a revamped focus on defense. I don't see them slowing down.
I like it. I am going to go a different way. I don't have super great justification for it, other than I think this team has a ton of offensive talent, and at some point they need to win something. So I'm going for the Cincinnati Bengals. I don't know if they actually will win the division, but they're my prediction for this year. I think they'll find a way. I think that their injury luck has been really terrible the last few years. If they can find a way to keep Joe Burrow protected and healthy, they should win enough games. And I don't know enough about Baltimore's new coaching staff to know how well they're going to be able to jump right in. And I hear what you guys are saying about the message gets stale, and sometimes a new voice is important to. Yeah, it was what happened with the Bucs. Like Tom Brady comes in. I know he's not a coach, but Tom Brady and Bruce Arians come in, and we win the Super Bowl the next year. Yeah. So, I think that I think that there could be a slow transition phase at the beginning of this year, and the Bengals play the Bucs week 1, so they could jump out to a decent start. So give me the Bengals.
Like it. I was close on them. It was. I just worry. I picked the Bengals the last few years, and I'm just like, all right, Joe Burrow gets hurt or something weird happens, and I'm like, nope. So jump on the Ravens this year. That's a good pick though. AFC South. Yep. Who wants to start us off on that one?
All right, I'll start us off here. I got the Jacksonville Jaguars. I got Liam Cohen and Trevor Lawrence, who I think is confident. I think that their offense is going to be phenomenal, like it was last year. I think Trevor Lawrence is only going to get better. We finally got a breakthrough year from him into that upper tier of quarterbacks in the NFL. And I think he's just going to keep building on that with that team. And their defense is pretty good too. So yeah, this is really tough because I like the Texans a lot. And I think that their defense is arguably the best in the NFL. It's going to be a tough division, I think. But yeah, give me the Jags.
I'll take the Texans slightly over the Jags. Think the Jags will be in. So, but it comes down to just, yeah, there's no doubt Jags have the better offense, but again, that defense is going to be smothering, and I just, I know Trevor's there and he's got some weapons. I just don't know about their running, and you got to have a running game. You cannot not have a running game. I don't know if Tutin's for real, those kind of things. So, not having Travis Etienne, and it's just, so I think that's a little bit different. Again, not that, the Texans have it all sold at quarterback. CJ's got to prove himself. But they got Montgomery now, and, you got Nico, even though they lost, one of their wide receivers. So
they did trade for Keyshawn Butte today.
Oh, yeah.
Patriots
from New England.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think Texans.
Yeah, I'm with you, Christopher. Give me the Texans. I mean, their defense is just going to be, I think, best in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
And D'Amico Ryans is such a great coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was close between them and the Jags.
D'Amico Ryans is one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. He's just phenomenal.
Yeah,
yes.
And I just think I
heard he's buying a house in Tampa. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. I mean, I think their running game is going to be just way above Jacksonville this year. I think, to me, if you have a running game and a defense, you can carry that anywhere. It doesn't matter. You can play in Jacksonville in September, or you can go out to Buffalo in December, and that you can play anywhere with that.
Control the clock.
Yeah. So I'll take. It scares me with CJ Stroud. He might be seeing ghost out there. We saw it in the playoffs last year. But I still, that defense is just so good, and that running game is so good. I don't know. Give me Houston. So.
All right. I don't hate it. Listen, I think that division race is going to be one of the closest. Like the Seattle and Rams, it's like going to be two of the closest divisional races of the season, I think.
Yeah. And then probably Indianapolis with Daniel Jones will pop somewhere in that. I mean, who knows with them? Of course, they looked bad Saturday against Atlanta. I was like, ooh. They're probably talking up there in Indianapolis about how we talked about Atlanta last week. All the sports talk around here was, I was like, oh, we're going to have 3 wins, this year. All right, AFC West, Chris, are you going to start us off?
Yeah, I'll think, I have to take the Broncos. I mean, talk about just an overall team. Again, strong defense. And then you got Peyton coaching up a great offense that, trading for Waddle, drafting another running back, and then Bo Nix, who, I certainly didn't believe in, but he certainly proved them, wrong, certainly proved me wrong. So, and they're only going to get better. And, my heart breaks for him in terms of the, losing, Nix to losing the game, but they'll be fighting for it for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, that division's loaded with coaches. I mean, you look at it. I mean, it's that.
Reed, Harbaugh, yeah.
Yeah. Give me the Chargers. I mean, I'm going to take.
Wow.
I'm going to take the.
Wow.
I'm going to take the Chargers because you can say what you want about Jim Harbaugh. He's a winner, and I mean, he's won wherever he's went. I mean, he may have, cheated a little bit at Michigan, but I think Mike McDaniel's really, the guy knows how to coach an offense. I mean, you can see it, he got something out of Tua in Miami. It scares me a little bit about their offensive line. I read they had a couple of, injuries there. I mean, the Broncos are going to be really good as well. I mean, I don't like Sean Payton, but the guy can coach as well. Yeah. And I mean, and Kansas City. I mean, Kansas City will be, I think, back in it this year as well. But I'm going to take the Chargers. I think Justin Herbert is going to have a very great year with McDaniel as OC.
I think this is the toughest division in football. I think that you guys are both right. I'm picking Denver. I agree with Christopher for a lot of the reasons that you said. I think Bo Nix, I was a doubter, and he's kind of proved me wrong. He's like a unbelievable dual threat quarterback too. Like he makes a lot of plays with his legs. I think that Sean Payton with a good defense is a very scary combination, because Sean Payton will figure out the offense. They'll score points. Yeah. And having a good defense means that they're going to be in every single game. And yeah, like you said, if Bo Nix plays that game, it's hard to argue that they don't beat the Patriots and go to the Super Bowl. So
I think they do.
Yeah. So
sure.
I'm going with the Broncos here. But this is going to be a knife fight of a division.
Yeah. Yeah, I read Sean Payton's giving up play calling this year, though.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that either. Huh.
I mean, I'm sure he'll be on the headset,
Huh.
Yeah.
But,
and then take it back over week 3 when they're like 1-1 or something.
Yeah. And, scoring 14 points a game, Right. But yeah, I read like some OC that they have is some young guy who's like 34 years old. It's going to.
Wow.
That makes me feel old.
Huh. That's crazy.
But,
maybe they'll bring Bill
Belichick
back just to get his wins,
Yeah.
Like, and everybody's kind of like, well, they're not picking Kansas City. Like, none of us picked KC. And, I mean, they could go out and
absolutely.
win 12 games.
They got Bieniemy back. They got, apparently this Cyrus Allen guy is pretty good. They got Kenneth Walker.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good reasons to pick KC too. So,
all right,
just lost a little bit in the defense though. That's
yeah.
And the defense was underrated for a long time.
Steve Spagnuolo, the fact that he was never a head coach is crazy.
I thought he was one time. I thought he was coaching.
Yeah, I thought he was like a.
Oh, maybe I just mean like in this run, like since they've been winning Super Bowls and everything.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he hasn't left to go be a head coach somewhere is crazy.
Right.
Yeah, maybe maybe they said, "Hey, you're gonna be the head coach after Andy Reid."
But some people know their spot. Some people know their spot. I mean, you have to have a little bit of you have to have a lot of ego to want to be a head coach and stuff like that, because literally, I mean, water boys, you're on the team, you get a Super Bowl ring. So if they enjoy, like Spagnuolo's does, coaching the defense, he's like, oh, I mean, that's what I want to do. So, I mean, it's not like he needed that ego. I mean, and so, I mean, he was great at it. He's going to be one of the all-time greats. And so, hey, kudos to him. So,
yeah. All right. Who's your wild card teams?
I'll go. So I've got Jags. So thinking that, and very tough, but I think they will take it. Cincinnati and Kansas City. So I don't know about I think the Chargers, you're right. Harbaugh's a winner and McDaniel's a genius, but I can't wait to see how they coexist. I gotta see it. So that's the only thing that was tough for me. And then the Patriots, I don't know. I still think there's gonna be some very tough things in that. I mean, they got AJ Brown, yes, but you still have that thing that happened, and I just don't know the distraction, and I don't know how you look them in the face and that kind of stuff. So
when your locker room's already a mess and your solution is bring in AJ Brown, that's
yeah.
I mean, he's the modern day version of T.O. basically. Like like he's gonna get you a good year. I think like this year he's gonna be really good and be on his best behavior. It's like Terrell Owens. Like he's gonna be good. He's good in the locker room for a year. Like that year, he was first year with Philadelphia. They went to the Super Bowl. He was really good in the locker room, and then it turns out in summer he was doing sit-ups in his driveway. You're like
right.
So I think he's gonna be like that. My wild card teams, I got Broncos, Pats, and Bengals. I think The Jaguars, I was on the fence on. The running game, the lack of running game, scares me. Now, if they get a running game during the year, they easily could make the playoffs. Because their defense is I think, really good, but you got to have a running game. And Kansas City, I was kind of on the fence too, but they'll probably go 14-3 now because of because of that. But yeah, so that's my wild card teams.
I've got KC, Baltimore, and Houston. So I think Christopher and I have the same 7 teams, just in a slightly different mix up. But yeah, I think, for what you guys said about Baltimore and Houston, I don't disagree. I think they'll both be really good teams. I think it's very possible that the 7 seed wins 11 games this year. In the AFC. And I don't have faith in New England for it not to a couple early losses in the season. And I'm pretty sure they start with a really tough schedule to start the season. The wheels could come off. So, the fun part about this is this could all be hilariously wrong, or there could be a team come out of nowhere. But yeah, that I've got KC, Baltimore, Houston.
All right. Who you got the NFC Championship game? Who you got winning that one?
So, everything I said about Seattle and the Rams earlier, throw it out the window. I'm picking the Rams over Seattle in the NFC Championship game. I'm picking the Rams to go to the Super Bowl. I think that Seattle will have the better regular season, but I think the Rams will end up beating them in Seattle to go to the Super Bowl.
All right.
Okay. I'll go. Yeah, I'll take Austin's team then. I've got the Bears edging the Rams.
Wow.
And going to the Super Bowl. Just I think I don't know if Matt Stafford's going to make it through a whole season again. I mean, that's tough. He's getting up there in age. Maybe he does. Rams got some defense, but again, I like the crazy-minded professor that's now Ben Johnson and get a lot of points out of him and stuff like that. They lost DJ Moore and stuff like that, but it's kind of like when you had the Patriots, you just have somebody that could put some points up like Brady did. It doesn't necessarily matter the personnel. So we got Bears over Rams.
All right. Well, we got one common NFC Championship team, the Rams. I got the Rams beating the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game.
Wow.
Wow.
Because I kind of I thought about Seattle, but I just think the Cowboys are going to make a run in the playoffs. I don't know why. Maybe it's my dad, working through me. I don't know. But, yeah, and it'll be in LA, but there's going to be probably majority Cowboy fans there.
Yeah, that'd be 90% Cowboy fans.
Yeah. But I just think Myles Garrett is going to have a phenomenal year. I think he's going to make a big difference for the Rams. And if they get Aaron Donald, even if he plays 20 snaps a game, I mean, good grief. And I think Stafford makes one more run at it. I think if he can win Super Bowl, I wouldn't be surprised if he retires. I think his wife's like, hey, it's time. We're done. And I think he would listen to his wife, to be honest with you. I think they're, it's not Brady and Giselle. I think it's more, they're in this together. And I think he wants to hang out with his daughters more. I mean, they're starting to get a little bit older. And I think you're going to see the Rams beat the Cowboys NFC Championship game. And I think it's going to be a really good game, but I think give me the Rams.
There you go.
I like it.
Okay.
All right, AFC Championship. I think this is the toughest one.
I have Buffalo over Jacksonville. I think that
nice.
I think that at some point, I think I've said this for the last 5 years, but at some point Josh Allen has to win a divisional round game or win an AFC Championship game. And I think that just the way my bracket worked out, I think that it'll end up being the Bills against the Jags, and I think that the Bills will pull it out. So we'll have a Rams Bills Super Bowl, which I think I also predicted last year. But yeah, that's what I'm predicting for the AFC Championship game. I think it'll be cold. It'll come down to a running game and a big James Cook touchdown, and the Jags won't, like you said, that's their their weakness on offense. So I think the Bills will get it done.
I like it.
I've got the Bills over the Broncos. Just purely revenge game. Just a revenge game. And I think it'll be in the new Bills Stadium. I think the place will be rocking, and it's hard because I think the Broncos again are the most well-rounded team. It'd be hard, but I think Josh has got to overcome that fumble that he did, and then of course literally one of the worst calls in NFL history will just be that hopefully will be righted. I'm a Josh fan, and I want to see him do it. So a little bit of heartstrings in there. So
yeah,
Bills over Broncos.
All right. Well, we all had the Bills in the AFC Championship game. I had the Bills as well. Give me the team I said that could go anywhere and run the ball and play defense. It doesn't matter if it's December or January. Houston Texans go to Buffalo and beat the Bills in the AFC Championship game.
Wow.
I could see it.
I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I think you're going to have a Josh Allen turnover, and that's going to make a couple turnovers, and it's going to make the difference in the game. And Houston goes up there and displays physical football and beats Buffalo.
All right.
In a tight, low-scoring contest. It'll be cold, be windy, but I think that defense can play anywhere.
Gotcha. I can see that. Yeah. All right. Super Bowl predictions. Matt, since you've been.
Yeah. Well, the Super Bowl's in LA. And what better way? I think, like I said, if Stafford wins another one, I think Kelly says, hey, we're done. And they'll make a ton of money doing podcasts. They'll probably copy us here. But give me the Rams over the Texans in the Super Bowl. I think it'll be a tight game. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. I think it'll be like a 21-17 final. So I think both defenses will play well. But Stafford goes out on top, and he pulls a Peyton Manning, says, I'm just going to think about drinking some beer tonight and think about retirement later. But I think he goes out on top. I think he likes that image. I think he would have retired last year if they had won it last year, to be honest with you.
I agree.
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
I'll go next because I'm going to echo Matt, and I also have the Rams over the Bills. I think that they're going to get it done. I think that their defense is going to be scary. I think that their special teams is pretty good from what I remember. And I think that the idea and the threat, even if Aaron Donald isn't as good, the idea of having Aaron Donald and Myles Garrett coming at you at the same time will terrify teams and cause, untold chaos in the backfield. So yeah, give me the Rams. And it sucks to say, but I think, the Bills are going to be the first team with 5 Super Bowl losses.
Yeah. Well,
0-5.
0-5, yes. I think. Yeah. I think the Patriots actually have 5, but yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going for the heartfelt. Since I've got 2 really kind of gunslinging offenses, so I'm going with the Bills over the Bears. Again, I'm in my predictions. I've always never gone 100% scientific, and just I'm thinking that again that kind of the curse is lifted, and I mean the only way you could do that is to have literally Superman himself do it, and that's the way they'd have to do it. So neither of them have a Texans like or Rams like defense, and defenses win championships. So that's a little bit different, but you could still end up coming out and doing some work if you've got some amazing players. So we'll see. I think I'm doing it just because of Josh. I still think they made a mistake getting rid of McDermott and the like. So, but I can't help but feel for the Bills fans. So it's kind of like picking for the Cubs until they finally win it. You know, as my dad said, blind squirrel's going to find an acorn every once in a while. So,
yeah. I mean, Bills win it. I always say if the Bills win it, Buffalo shuts down for a week. I mean, like nobody's going to work.
A year.
And,
yes.
I mean,
right.
And really, to be honest with you, any of those players would never have to buy a meal or a drink in Buffalo ever again.
Every single one would have a statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd probably put Josh Allen on top of like a building, like a Superman statue, with this cape and stuff. But I like all the picks. I always said like this year, to me, it's one of the toughest years to make predictions just because there's so many like really good teams.
Yeah. But there's not other than maybe the Rams, I don't think that there's like a clear one team ahead of everyone else, like an elite group.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that there's a ton of really good teams.
Yeah.
But I think the Rams are maybe the only team you could argue is like an elite team. But are we doing MVP, most surprising, most disappointing?
Yeah.
I think we've done that in years past.
So before I was writing these down, Matt, who did you have the Rams beating in the NFC?
The Texans.
No, in the NFC.
Oh, Rams over Cowboys.
Oh, Dallas. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You want
MVP.
to start, Austin?
Yeah. So my MVP is Caleb Williams. I have Chicago as the number 1 seed in the NFC this year. I think
There you go.
Yeah, I think that did they end with like did they win the division? I don't even remember who won. I think the Packers
Last
won
year?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they won. Yeah, they were the division winner last year.
Did they win the division?
Because the Rams had a bye, I think. Or no, they played the Packers at home and then the Rams had to go there and play.
Yeah, okay, so they played the Packers at home. Yeah, so they did win the division. Yeah. I think that I think Caleb Williams is going to be phenomenal this year. I think that at least like statistically phenomenal. He's going to put up insane stats. And yeah, I have Caleb Williams winning the MVP.
I like it. I mean, I always say you could say Josh Allen every year. I mean, like to me, like if you take Josh Allen off Buffalo, you're really like Buffalo's going to be a 3-win team.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll kind of go outside the box. So with it, give me Dak. Give me Dak Prescott.
There you go.
With Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I just think I think he's gonna throw for a lot of touchdowns this year. I think Dallas winning the division, it's gonna like people think it's gonna be like the early 90s again, with Troy Aikman and whatnot. But give me Dak. I think he throws for a lot of touchdowns and gets a lot of publicity, as they say. On America's team, you play quarterback. If you have a good year, you have a shot at MVP.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I worry, Matt, that you're going down the route that I went a couple of years ago.
Oh, I thought about that the other day. When I was writing this out, I was like, I'm thinking like Austin did a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Because I don't really disagree with anything you're saying. I think Dak is a supremely underrated quarterback in the NFL. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. My dad's not going to like these picks. He always says I jinx them. So. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching. So.
When he watches.
Yeah, when he watches. So.
I'll go Joe Burrow. Joe, like I said, he's got certainly the talent, weapons, very much like a Dak. And if you're gonna win it and win by then means just really getting in the playoffs and making a little bit of a run. Don't know how far they could ever go just because of the defense. But talk about your most valuable. I mean, he's got he's got some talent around them, but it's him. You take him out and you get Jake Browning throw into that team, and just they're not going anywhere. So I think Joe will do it, and I think they'll be in the playoffs. They'll make but you run them into the Texans or something like that, and you're just probably not going to get very far. So
yeah,
I think that's fair. I think that you could have made a really good argument 2 years ago that Joe Burrow, if the Bengals had made the playoffs, that he should have been the MVP over Lamar or Josh.
Yeah.
So
good point. Yeah. Yeah.
I like that pick.
All right. Most surprising team?
Most surprising. I'm going to go with Chelsea. I think. Oh wait, hold on. Sorry. It's
wrong team. Wrong sport.
Got a new coach. Got a.
Don't talk to me about the Premier League yet.
I'm not going to say about anything else. I just Chelsea. We needed a good start and getting a goal under the first minute, and with your new coach, Xabi Alonso. I'm just a little excited. So are we talking player or team for the most surprising?
I think
we normally do team, but if you want to do player,
no. We I guess we can do team. Let's see. I think when you talk about surprising, this might, it's one of those where I think you look at where the coach is going to come here. I know this is going to sound like a kind of cop-out kind of thing, but Kansas City didn't make the playoffs last year, and they've got a very old tight end. They got a quarterback coming off with an ACL. They got literally a shadow of the defense compared to what they had. Chris Jones is 100 years old, so I think being able to, I don't think anybody sees them winning the Super Bowl, and as you guys called it, really the toughest division in the game. So making the playoffs and making any type of run to me would still be very surprising, because I think everybody else is really solid, but you still got the best head coach in football there. So going from the not playoff to the playoff, and I think the only other, it's going to happen for teams like Cincinnati or Jacksonville and stuff like that. So might be a little bit of a cop out, but considering that, again, I think their stars are a little past their prime and everything. I think they'll bounce back, get in the playoffs, and so surprising to an extent.
I'll go.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Matt.
Okay. Mine's a non-playoff team, but I think they're going to be good, and they're going to maybe knock a team out that's like on the fringe, and they're going to be really good by the end of the year, I think. Give me the New York Giants. I think John Harbaugh, they can keep Jackson Dart up, from trying to run people over.
Scatterboo from doing 360
as well. The talent's there. And I think, John Harbaugh, I put him.
Good. Yeah.
He's not up there with Andy Reid, but he's if I had to pick,
he's top 5,
top 10 NFL coaches today. John Harbaugh's on the list because the guy wins. And I think him leaving Baltimore is good for him too. I think it was a mutual, hey, we both need to part ways for both ourselves. And I think he'll be renewed and refreshed. It's just going to be a team I would not want. If I was battling for a wild card spot, if I was one of those NFC South teams, I would not want to play the Giants at the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to build towards a year or two, but I think.
No, I like that a lot, man. You can make an argument. Jackson Dart's a really good quarterback. Cam Scatterboo's a really good running back. Malik Neighbors, if he comes back relatively early and is healthy, that's 3 huge pieces of your offense that are settled for the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah.
And then their defensive line is unbelievably good. So I like that. I like that a lot, Matt. My most surprising is the Chicago Bears. It's also kind of a cop out, but I think that I'm picking them as the number 1 seed and to be a really, really good team this year. So I think that I've said a lot about the Bears already on this podcast. I feel like we should have had Rick on because he would have really enjoyed this. But I think they're gonna be really good. And they're gonna be really fun to watch, which is what you want to see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can see that. I mean, it comes down for both. I do, thinking about what you said there, Matt, I guess about, Harbaugh being able to bring them out. I think they can take out on any given week anybody in the NFC East. So that I wouldn't say that they're out of the playoffs because they just have to win that. I think they could beat either of those teams. And again, I'm a Bears fan, obviously. Yes, as I picked them in the Super Bowl. So I agree there, Austin.
I mean, I like all those picks. I mean, really, like the Bears. Yeah. Bears in a tough division, and I think a lot of people are like wondering if they're like 1 year wonders. And I just don't think so. I think Ben Johnson's phenomenal. I mean, Atlanta interviewed him the year we hired Raheem, and I'm like, could have hired Ben Johnson. Would have been nice. Yeah.
I'm glad you did, because he would have won the division for the next 16
exactly.
years.
And Kansas City it's so hard to count out. I mean, like as long as Mahomes and Reed are there, it's like, they could easily go 14-3 this year.
Yeah,
I mean, they really could.
Yeah,
with the weapons they have, having Rasheed Rice back and getting Kenny Walker. If they have a running game, watch out. Like if they can get Walker going,
he's been unbelievable in camp allegedly.
Yeah, so watch out. I mean. And I think they're kind of flying underneath the radar a little bit. You always hear about Kansas City a lot, and you just haven't heard. I haven't heard much about them this year. So, yeah, I love both picks.
See.
Yeah. Most disappointing.
Well, I have the New England Patriots. I think that I've said a bit about them as well to start. I was almost going to go Washington, but I don't really know what their expectation is this year.
Yeah.
But I think New England coming off of a Super Bowl in a year where no one really predicted that for them, and they played, arguably the softest schedule of all time. This year with everything going on off the field could spell disaster with facing a tougher schedule and. Higher expectations and all of that, just kind of a Super Bowl hangover, all of that kind of combined. I just get really, really bad vibes. Plus, I don't like the Patriots at all. So that's sort of why I'm I'm going to put them as my most disappointing.
Yeah,
I could see that. I'd put money in on that. So yeah. I'll go. I've kind of mentioned them already. I think that the Chargers, again, Harbaugh, he does win, but not a huge fan of him. And then you bring in McDaniel, which sometimes can work, but Harbaugh likes to run the ball. Really likes to run the ball. And McDaniel, he still ran the ball, made some, but you think of him more as a little wide open. I think they're going to have to find that identity and maybe, Harbaugh's acquiesce some of that control or whatnot. So I think until they can get that figured out, and then again, trust me, I experienced it firsthand with, at Hampton last year, and then they lost like 32 of their starting, offensive linemen, and now they lost their starting center already for the year. So, starting centers, trust me, Bucks know all about that. Ryan Jensen goes, and it's such a big position. So I just don't know. Vibes are there already a little up. So I think expectations are high, and so they're not going to be a terrible team. I think they've got too much talent, too smart folks that'll just be battling. So I'm just overall disappointing in that. I don't know that they will necessarily even make the playoffs in that tough a division, certainly in the tough conference.
Yeah, I like it. I thought about this. Really, you could go any of the four NFC South teams. I think if they, you could go 5. Any of those teams could go 5-12. I almost thought about Carolina just because they won the division last year. But give me the 49ers. I think, they have Super Bowl aspirations. I think McCaffrey's going to be iffy this year. He was their whole team last year. And like I said, he had 450 touches last year. And the year after, every time he's done that, he's missed 13 games, both seasons. So to me, it's and they've just dealt with so many injuries already. I like Purdy. I like Shanahan.
Yeah.
I mean, him being in an accident, is he going to be on the field calling plays? It's going to be a lot different with him in the booth. Is Raheem going to run? I mean, Raheem going to run things on the field? Like, I've seen that up close and personal. All of us have. I just think like this year, I can see them really like going 6-11 and just falling off with all the injuries, and they've gotten old pretty quick. I think their window is starting to really close up. So give me the 49ers.
I like it.
Yeah. Mike Evans wanting to get back to Tampa, all that stuff. Yeah.
So he'll request a midseason trade.
I mean, right now, us not re-signing him is looking pretty good. Like,
I think there's a time where you just gotta let him go. Hey.
Yeah.
Like,
he chose to leave.
Guys. Y'all got some talented receivers, like some young receivers.
We do. I like the receiving room a lot.
Yeah.
I think it's probably our strongest position. You can make an argument for, as far as depth.
Yeah.
And they all do different stuff too. So, unfortunately, the last week's preseason game, we were starting like none of our starting offensive linemen, like Gedeke, Wirfs, and I think we were starting like our 4th string left guard or something. I don't know if that was precautionary or injuries or what, but basically allowed us to we didn't throw the ball at all. So I didn't really get a chance to see any of them, and Buka wasn't playing either. So but that gave a good chance to show off a lot of the depth, and I like Cam Johnson's fun. There's a lot of, I don't know. I said I wasn't going to get excited about the Bucs, and now I'm like, it could be fun.
Well, after that first preseason game, I was telling everyone Falcons are going to have like 3 wins, get the number 1 pick. It still could happen. I mean, we literally have no quarterback. Right?
Who's going to be the starter?
Who? Tua?
Is it Tua?
I don't know. We don't know yet. Penix just got cleared.
Penix just got cleared. I don't think
Penix just got cleared for 11-on-11. So
okay.
Stefanski hasn't named a starter. I mean, Jack Strand. I mean, the guy's D2 undrafted free agent, and he's come in and just. I mean, I like him. I kind of like stories like that where this guy comes out of nowhere and. I don't know. I think it'll be Penix, who starts most of the games for the Falcons. I think they got to see what he's got. Otherwise, if we get a high draft pick next year, we need to plan on drafting a quarterback. Maybe signing Cousins again. Who knows?
There you go. Well, any other what are topics? I just have to have one before we get into our final takes. I think we talked about a certain team that's literally like the oldest and one of the 2 oldest franchises in the league. It's synonymous with football. Certainly some of the greatest: George Halas, Walter Payton, Dick Butkus, and they're leaving Chicago. I mean, they're done. They're moving. I mean, it's crazy to me. They're moving at least 20 plus. I mean, it's like going from Tampa to Plant City. I mean, it's like 20, 30 miles. It's just like, it's crazy. And it's like, I mean, it's just shocking to me that, after they purchased, like several hundred acres for like 700 million, they're not building on that and all that stuff. I wish I had followed it more, but just to all of a sudden we're done. It seems to be just, I mean, they're still going to be the Chicago Bears. Yeah, but they're not going to be in Chicago. So
they're not even going to be in Illinois.
Yeah. That's the crazy part to me.
Well, it's crazy that you just, I don't know. And it seems like it wasn't like the big story that I thought it should be. So, I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's literally like, and it's not, it's not the kind of where they're saying, they picked up the vans, moved out the Colts and stuff like that, but pretty much was. It said instead of doing it at night, they did it in like plain daylight and like nobody's saying anything. So I don't know. It just shocks me that one of the greatest franchises that happened.
Well, and the thing is, like where they're playing at in Hammond, Indiana. I mean, it's going to take an hour and a half, 2 hours to get from like those northern suburbs, like kind of up close to Wisconsin.
That's your fan base too. That's like the base of their fans.
because originally they talked about playing in Arlington Heights, which is it's on the train line from Chicago, those northwest suburbs. And I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. Like, the Braves have moved out to the suburbs here. But, when I heard Hammond, Indiana, I was like, where's that at? And I just, there's not much around it. And I don't know. I understand, like, hey, they want the stadium. City of Chicago basically was like, no, we're not doing it. Or the state of Illinois, they're not doing it.
Yeah.
But to me, you got to find a way. Like, I mean, they're so synonymous with like, when I think of like tough football, I think of Chicago Bears, snow flying.
They might be
on Lake Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
the 85 Bears when they ran that fumble back for a touchdown in the NFC Championship game against the Rams, and the snow was coming down and the fans were going nuts, and William Perry's like whipping up the crowd. I don't know. I always picture that. And like, they shouldn't play in a dome. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
it's like the Browns. The Browns are the Browns are doing the same
I was just going to bring up part 2. It's the Browns moving off.
Taking football tradition away from us. Like,
well, it's not only that.
These teams don't struggle to sell out stadiums, so I don't understand. Like,
they want Super Bowls.
People are going to show up in droves to go see the Browns be 3-15 or 3-14 with Deshaun Watson as their QB this year. Like, they're going to go. It doesn't matter. So I don't know the fascination with building these
it's
domes.
Money. They want to make money because they realize people.
Well, it's about hosting. They want to host a Super Bowl.
Suites. Well, they don't have enough, luxury suites. It's the money, which is. But to your point is that, Austin, it's like you're losing your advantage of playing, in the snow. You're playing in the cold. You're spitting. I mean, I went to the Buck game there with Brady, and Bears beat us. Or excuse me, the Browns beat us, and it was just because it was spitting. We were like ready to go home. I mean, the Bucks were literally ready to go home, and it was just, that's the kind of game. And so it's crazy. I mean,
I mean, it's all about Super Bowls. I mean, really, like, the NFL tells these cities or teams, hey, you want to host Super Bowl, it's got to be indoors. And so, like, that's why the Hammond, Indiana, Chicago Bears want to host.
Just saying,
and
Buffalo
like
did
Cleveland
it right.
Browns want to host the Super Bowl.
Buffalo's
they're building a dome in Nashville to host the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I mean, that's why. I mean, I think Atlanta's done it right. I mean, Mercedes-Benz. I mean, you can open it up like on a nice day, fall day here in Atlanta. Yeah, it should be outdoors. Open it up. I mean, and I know like the soccer, World Cup. I mean, everybody loved having it at Mercedes. I mean, like it was rated as the #1 stadium that hosted the World Cup, but like, I think of like these northern teams, like if Atlanta went to Chicago in a playoff game in January, we're already down 10-0 because like we play indoors, we play in the South or Tampa, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But if you're playing a dome, oh, cool. Like, and we saw it when they built my dad always says when they built the Metrodome in Minnesota, he felt like the Vikings lost their home field advantage.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I don't remember Minnesota ever playing outside, but like they lost their home field advantage.
Yeah.
Because teams would go up there and lose. I mean, Bud Grant was wearing short sleeves out there in negative 15-degree weather. Like he didn't care.
Purple people eaters just took them down. I mean, that was it. Yeah.
So I think you're gonna. I mean, I'm happy Buffalo did an open air stadium.
Yeah.
Because Buffalo,
and they'll get a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think the NFL will have to give them a Super Bowl. They got a new stadium. I mean, it's not. I mean, they'll still. I mean, you can find things to do. You can put your NFL experience and all that inside the convention centers and all that stuff. So they'll get.
And they have a huge home field advantage when like the Dolphins go up there in December.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a slight side note, but the Rays are voting, or the city of Tampa is voting this week to finalize the Rays stadium plan. So hopefully that whole saga can be over.
Yeah. I already heard JP Peterson say it's done.
Well, that's the deal. The critical thing was on Friday if the deal got announced. or got pushed for a vote for this Friday. Like, it wouldn't get pushed for a vote if they didn't have the votes for it, essentially. So I believe they worked out something different where, like, the city's loaning them $80 million rather than giving them $80 million, something like that. But the city's also, I don't know the exact politics of it all, but the city itself was committing like a third or like a quarter of what the county was committing, and the county's been super on board this entire time. So,
right.
The politics behind a lot of it is going back to the Bears Stadium. Like, it's unbelievable to me that they couldn't get something done with that historic franchise.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
What are they going to do with Soldier Field now? Soldier Field's like the center of downtown.
I mean, yeah, I don't know what they'll do.
I don't know. Hopefully they'll be playing soccer there too. I don't know. It's crazy. It is crazy. Yeah. I just think, just as a side note, since you brought up the Rays, it's crazy because I remember, and it's so funny seeing JP Peterson. And I only know this one little side note because we were working for the Rays. And it's so funny because he talks about, hey, the people that made it work and Ken Hagan and such like that. Ken Hagan was the reason it single-handedly did not happen like 5 years ago, because he came out as a county commissioner and said and announced that a deal was getting done. And the Rays they lost their mind. They said, literally, you are taking credit for what we've been doing, all this stuff, and they nixed the deal. So it's kind of, I mean,
is that the Gasworks thing?
Yeah, that was when it's going to be down here, and they were just like, forget it. And it's so funny now. I mean, Ken Hagan is just he's an egotistical politician who just wants to be, he wants to get the credit, which is, again, very, very sad when egos and all that stuff get involved instead of, and again, I don't know what happened in Chicago, but I just hope that you'd think that like history and all that would come to fruition. I'm sure there was a lot from us being so far away we don't know, but it's going to be crazy seeing them, like you said, in Indiana. I don't know.
Just in like another homogenous, boring indoor dome. Like, I don't know.
So, all right, real quick. I mean, and we do need to get to bed one day.
Oh yeah.
But it's crazy. I know we've talked about, I think, the last 3 podcasts, but when are we going to get grass? I mean, this is, I know it sounds silly, but it's not silly to injuries. It's not silly to the players. And they've shown it can be done, obviously, during the World Cup and everything like that. So I find it absurd that
they've been having grass in Arizona indoor stadium.
Yes. Pull it in.
Years. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Pull it out, pull it in. And I
agree.
I mean, if you're going to go indoors, at least put grass in it. I mean,
and it's also like, it's like $10 million more a year to these guys. That's nothing.
Yeah.
That's like your second string tight end,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you another thing more. I know more of like, rapid topics here, and on a very sad note. The wonderful fan of the years is going away.
Really?
And last I checked, the fans kind of play a part in this NFL, and it's very sad. I was checking our the last couple of months, the fan of the year kind of Facebook page we had that talked about it and said, hey guys, I heard through the grapevine, and everybody's like, you're crazy, there's no way they're going to not have that. And then Captain Morgan, we saw somebody, saw their website. There's no mention fan of the year. And finally, so on Tuesday of last week, I sent out something to our Michelle Tezera for the Bucks, and she said, well, we've been in communication with the NFL, and there's definitely going to be a change, but we're looking at still recognizing somebody. So regardless, I mean, talking about $10 million for the grass. I mean, how about let's talk about, I don't know, $18,000 for each team to have a fan of the year, and then an international fan of the year. And by the way, last I checked, Goodell wanted to have like, I don't know, an international team, maybe an international division.
Yeah.
How do you not recognize fans that make the game?
Yeah.
And it was actually gaining some, I mean, I just, the Texans, fan of the year is just, he's a freak. He's a great guy. And it's such a big thing, and it could have gotten bigger, and then we're not going to sponsor it. I mean, it's sad, but it's I don't know. So in this crazy world of a, I don't know, $40 billion business now that the NFL is probably, how do you just let that go away?
Insane, and especially in a time where they should be doing as much outreach to fans as possible, while they're money grabbing as much as they can everywhere across the board, to like even money grab in this kind of a situation with your people, your customers, like, oh, I don't know. That's discouraging. That's unfortunate.
Yeah,
it is. It is. I mean, they stopped, the one person that was kind of ranting on there said, they had a a fan of the year, and they would actually have, like, in the Hall of Fame, they had one. And then there was two other things. They had the Hall of Fame fan of the year. So they were putting fans in there. They stopped that. There was Ford truck, I guess, had then picked up the next fan. And then this was picked up, and it was, Captain Morgan was really doing sponsorship. I'm like, guys, I mean, it's the NFL's turn to step up and, like, let's just sponsor your own thing.
Yeah.
And so, again, to me, it's just, it doesn't make any sense. I mean, and trust me, I mean, seeing what I saw in Munich when we went over there and saw the German Buccaneer fan base, I tell you, I mean, it's like in Austin for you, I mean, and you'll see it as kind of the Premier League kind of, Tottenham, or the fanatics that are over here in America that love their thing. I mean, I saw that over there. I mean, these guys knew so much about the Bucs and all that. I mean, they were fanatical. And here they are, at 3 a.m. or 1 a.m. or, whatever the time is. I mean, that's how crazy. They don't have to get up at 9 a.m. That's pretty easy for us Americans on it's so, I mean, and trust me, they are fanatic about that. I mean, there were like campaigns and stuff like that to try to get, I mean, it's a big deal. But again, just to be able to talk about build your fan base and stuff like that. So I'm sorry, I'll stop.
No, I'll tie that into my kind of final word. Is just also about greed in sports and greed from these sports leagues. The NHL is apparently getting really close to expanding to a 33rd and 34th team, which is absurd. I think they've had 3 expansions in the last, or 2 expansions, 1 relocation in the last 10 years. Like, we do not need more teams. The talent level of these teams is already, like, there's some really, really bad tanking teams in the NHL. When you add another team, that just thins the talent pool for everyone else even more and dilutes your product even more. And it's all just because the owners want the expansion bid money, because it's a couple $2 billion for the whole league, and that gets sent out to every single owner. And it doesn't help. It doesn't improve the product. You're going to markets, like they're talking about going to Houston or Austin in Texas, and then maybe Atlanta in Georgia. But, like, no offense, Matt, the Thrashers didn't work in Atlanta. Like, there's a reason they left to begin with. And I don't know the market for ice hockey in Houston, but I don't think it's very high. Same thing in Austin. Like, it's just purely, like, I don't know. It infuriates me in the pure greed nonsense. These owners and the ownership group and the league leaderships are just so disconnected from what fans want and what fans are looking for and what fans enjoy about the sport that it I don't know. It really bothers me. So yeah, Roger Goodell, if you watch this, which I know you do not do an international conference or division or anything like that. We have too many international games. Yes. I get what Christopher's saying, but the Premier League doesn't play games in America, like every single week. And they're not talking about adding an American team to the English Premier League. Like, we don't need to do that. We don't need to. There's other ways to build the sport internationally than adding a whole other division or adding more teams to the NFL. There's not even 32 starting quarterbacks in the NFL.
Well,
that's why
Jacoby Brissett, Exhibit A, right? I mean, he's a good backup.
True that.
Well, I'll start. Well, I'm going to follow up on Austin, because that part of my final take. So, City of Alpharetta, which I pay city taxes on, is voting tonight on building a 20,000 seat hockey arena at North Point Mall, which is 2 miles from my house. So if that happens and we get a hockey team over here and Tampa plays, y'all come up.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It'll be a blast. I mean, the hockey may be watered down, Austin. I don't, for sure. But I think the market is pretty good around here, like where I live for hockey, like the northern suburbs. I think the problem sticking a team in downtown Atlanta was nobody wanted, they drew well. It was the ownership that was bad. I know Jamie Sykes loved going. I mean, I remember him always talking about that.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys are more than welcome to, when we play Tampa, come on out. It'd be fun. Second rant is this: college football needs to get things under control. I'm sorry, like,
wow.
Where's it stop?
Wow.
Like, okay, like, let's say, like, I don't know, Carson Beck's like, oh, screw it, I don't want to be back up at Arizona. I'm not going to be making that much. And Lane Kiffin calls. Lane's just playing the game. I don't really blame Lane that much, but like, hey, I need a quarterback. My guy got hurt. Why don't you come play for LSU this year? We'll give you $6 million.
Yeah.
What's going to stop? What's stopping this? Yeah. So, I mean, the madness has got to stop. I mean, I'm sorry. Like, if you can't make it in the NFL, like, figure something out. Like, hey, like, you cannot go back to college. This is going to, if this really continues and snowballs, this will ruin college football.
Yeah.
And I worry about that because college football is not that pure anymore, but the fans go to these games, and I think you're going to see a lot of fans tune it out. I really do. I think, like,
it's
bad. And like I say, I don't blame Lane Kiffin. I mean, he's always trying to find an edge. I mean, the problem is the NCAA makes these rulings, and then judges go, "Oh,
Stop right there, because that is the one. It's funny you mentioned that, Matt. And Austin is our resident attorney. I do not understand where you have a legal system. So, and I'm not going to get this 100% right, but NCAA, they're an organization, right? A governing body, and for their organization or sport, they're like, all right, we're limiting, let's just say, 4 years of eligibility, or 5th year, or at 25 years, whatever. And then you get some judge in East Texas, El Paso, that says, nope, excuse me. Why does one judge in who knows where, just like what happened to the Texas Tech guy, get to just decide that? I mean, I understand why there's like state Supreme Court, certainly the United States Supreme Court, then there's state Supreme Court. Why does one judge who that could just be on the take, and I say that wink, wink, but just, I don't get it. How does one judge on a district court or whatever, and I don't understand it, but it just seems crazy that one guy is saying, nope, we're overturning that, letting it go.
I don't really get it either. I don't understand how the NCAA is this toothless in their ability to enforce their own rules. I would think that like, maybe because there's a lot of public schools involved, there's some kind of, governmental interest in that because of it. But to me, the NCAA is like a private organization of all of these schools. So I don't know how a judge somewhere can just tell them and determine their own rules and their own rulings.
How does it get in front of him?
It seems incredibly silly, and like, it's kind of just unleashed this free for all. This is just I don't know if you guys follow the SEC Shorts guys on YouTube. But they had a YouTube video today that was very funny. That was like, they were hosting a game show. There are guys that recap the SEC every week with like comedy skits. It's very funny, and they're doing a comedy game show. And the game show was, who's on your favorite team? And it was like talking about all of the transfers, and like, at A&M fans, did you know that this guy's now playing for Alabama? And every one of the comments was like, oh, I completely forgot about that. Like, or I had no idea that happened. Or it was like your reward, a 5-star recruit's committing to you in 2028, and they're like, oh, that means nothing. None of it's all up in the air. It's all wishy-washy. My ruling would have to be 4-year eligibility capped. You have to be enrolled at the school in some capacity to play there. I don't know. That might actually be a rule, but I feel like that should be a rule. Otherwise, you just have mercenaries coming in.
Right.
And I think a one, I don't know what was wrong with it before. A 1 transfer limit on schools like that seems reasonable.
Well, and unfortunately, though, I think we're going to get so as it's going as quick. It's kind of like technology. It's going so fast. Where I saw this one thing, it's like, well, because they were talking about some quarterback. I think it's one of the top 5 or 6 guys that's talking about draft, and he's like done with his classes, wink, wink, and he's going to be an intern at a driving range. And it's like, guys, guess what? If you really think anybody's actually going to class, that's a top person. You're kidding yourself. You really, 20 years ago, it was kind of sketchy. I mean, there is no. Again, I'm sorry, there is nobody that's doing that. So, I mean, talking about mercenaries, it's kind of like, are you really enrolled? So what does that even look like? So it's almost really just going to be like, they're paying you to be at a school to play for their football team, and that's it. So it's unfortunately, because it's going to really spiral out. And at this point, somebody said next thing, Diego Pavia is going to go back to Vanderbilt.
I was literally just thinking about that. I'm like, why doesn't he just come back and play for Vandy? Who cares? Like, there's no rules at this point.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
I mean, who's to say a quarterback, third string quarterback has been in the NFL, like Anthony Richardson, for example, right?
Yeah.
He's not going to make.
Well, he was terrible in college.
But some coach would look at him and be like, yeah, I'll take him. Like, yeah. I mean, against college athletes, he can just run them over and he can run around them. I mean, he's faster than a lot of those guys. He just can't read a defense. But, like, why not? Like, he's going to be the third string for the Colts. Like, he's on a rookie deal. Let's say he gets $4 million this year. Why not? Why not just throw $6 million at him and say, hey, come play for us?
Yeah. My friends have been jump scaring me this offseason with articles about the Bucs trading for JJ McCarthy or Anthony Richardson. I'm like, you guys got to stop, please. You're giving me a heart attack every other week.
I mean,
I can't handle it.
Yeah.
But those 2 guys are like 2 of the most predictable guys to be busts in my mind.
I know.
Like they were both like, they didn't let JJ McCarthy throw the ball in the national championship game.
Yeah.
It was like, and this guy's a top 10 pick. Are you kidding me?
And then Anthony Richardson, like we knew he couldn't. He can't read a defense.
That's arguably the worst pick of all time.
I mean, that's up there with Jamarcus Russell, no doubt.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, it's like, where's this stop? And so, like, I don't know. Hey, if I was a school and this judge is alumni, let me go to him or her and get her, get this person to overturn this NCAA rule. There's no stopping.
Why can't they then somebody appeal? The judicial system is great, I know, but I don't understand it. It's
NCAA has NCAA is about just about like the UN right now. Like, hey, really has no teeth.
Yeah.
So it's insane. And I just worry like college football. I mean, college football, as we know, is done. I mean, like it's kind of like two-page. You can't put stuff back in.
We've been talking about it on this show for like 6 or 7 years at this point.
Yeah. But I think this right here, it's this is way too much. And like these guys going back to college, I'm like, this is not Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
All right. Like, come on. He can't go back to school anymore. Sorry.
Yeah. So
especially, I think the guy, I know it's late. Sorry, Christopher, but I think the guy who left today has already played downs in the NFL. Like maybe the guy for the Bucs that it was, he was an undrafted rookie or whatever and played a couple preseason snaps and decides to go back. Okay. But the other guy, I think had already played like a year in the NFL. And it's like, dude.
Well, it's kind of like they were talking about it. But something was like that similar like in the NBA, where there were people like, in the G leagues and whatever. And then they were going back and they're like 28 years old. It's just, I think, like I said, us as fans, we just have to realize that it's just another professional, because at this point, there are a lot more shockingly, NFL players, or excuse me, NCAA players that are making more than NFL players in certain positions and such. So, not only getting paid, but for that. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I will tell you this is that, and I was talking to, Samantha about this. It's kind of crazy. It's like, the whole thing of our, it was just to be able to, you make the pros, you get your contract and, you're set for life, whatever. Now it's like, now you're like just trying to get into the college and you signed your deal. So, I mean, this is going to be talking about just the things that you're doing to, I wouldn't say necessarily endanger, certainly, because I think we're talking, pro football mostly here and stuff like that. But I mean, you talk about, hiring, trainers for, 8-year-olds to get you ready for that, to sign that, for get that first NIL deal and, that kind of stuff. It's coming. I mean, we'll be talking in our next 6 years about like when they get under contract to the 12-year-olds.
Kind of like high schools are doing NIL now. I mean, high schools are doing that, and like I mean, Georgia's bad about it. State of Georgia. I mean, they're getting kids just like, hey, we'll get you an apartment to go move to our school district to play football for us. Like insane, just insanity.
It is. So, fortunately, one thing that's not insane is fantasy football. It's just getting better. So, well, especially with new rules, new WBC title, championship belts, and all the fun stuff that we've got. So, that's good. All right, final words.
Well, Super Weekend. Looking forward to seeing everyone. I can't wait. Just going to keep getting better. Looking forward to fellowship, friends, family, faith. That's what it's about. And, I always say it's one of my probably my favorite weekend of the year, seeing everyone and just, we were at church yesterday and one of Tara's friends joined us and her husband, they were like, oh yeah, he had his draft this past weekend. It was year 25 for them. And I was like, oh, that's good. Cool. We're at year 36. So, let us know when he wants to join the big boy league. So I always say, just get better, guys, and looking forward to seeing everyone in a couple of weeks.
I can't wait. I think this is going to be a really, really interesting fantasy football year. I think that there's I've done a few mock drafts and everything, and I don't like any of my picks from rounds.
What pick are you, Austin?
9.
Okay.
I don't like any of my picks, to be honest. I don't like where I'm at. I'm like, this guy could be good, but I don't know. I don't feel like he's that good of a player. And just there's going to be good players, but it's going to be really, really tough, I think, this year to separate the good from the bad.
Yeah. Should be interesting. Okay. Do you want me to go? You go?
Yeah. Go for it, Christian.
I'll do a non-sports one. I was inspired by Austin's final words last week, about Jonathan's promotion and Kelly and his reward. And, I had the wonderful opportunity to, spend 5 days in Spain with 2 of my best friends ever that I've known for 53 years now. And it's great as 36 years is 53 is even better. And just to be able to see the Spanish homeland that I had heard about literally since I've been 7 years old. Ahuevanes, I finally got to learn how to spell it, but I got to see it. I got to see, Santander, got to see Sotres, got to see the Picos de Europa, and the people, most of which were related to the people that I was, hanging out with, were fantastic. It was something special. And, John and Frank and I just, honestly, we could never have imagined that, knowing each other at 7 years old, and then, for our 60th year anniversary or birthdays, that we would be in Spain. And then watching a full 100%, solar eclipse was just, it was surreal. And to know that, that we're still, amazing friends, and, John, obviously, Austin. It's a special thing that the great part is we're all together. We're going to be together for the BFFL and others, that we've got this incredible family. So it was something that I could never have imagined, and a beautiful part of the world. Spain is just amazing, and the people were amazing. So just was something that a memory I'll never forget.
That's awesome. Love that.
Yeah,
I'm jealous.
I love the pictures. I was very jealous of that solar eclipse, man. That was phenomenal. Those pictures.
When it finally went dark, and you just heard everybody go, "Whoa!" And it was really cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think. Yeah, I told Tara, I said we got to reserve Disney 2034. I think that's our next one.
There you go.
In Georgia, like southeast. So it goes like through Alabama and goes through Orlando. So it goes through Disney over there. So it's probably already booked up, but it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and I tell you, Sotras was just, crazy. The small house in Webness, but Sotras is we finished dinner at like midnight at one place, and literally we're dropping off relatives at houses, and Agapito was like just going through the town, and that last picture I had with him was just it's 70 people in the town. I mean, it was just amazing. So very cool.
That's awesome. Love that.
And take us home, Austin.
All right, my final thought, maybe not as positive a note as that one, but that's really special. I appreciate you telling me about that. My final note is on the LA Dodgers and the chickens possibly coming home to roost. And this whole scheme might be finally unraveling. And apparently the ownership has been basically self-dealing. I'm not a finance guy. I don't know the finances of it specifically, but they've been like generating revenues that they've like to themselves. Like they've been selling the TV rights or something to themselves in some kind of a scheme where they were supposed to be separate businesses, but they weren't. I don't know the specific legalities of it all, but the Dodgers ownership have been ruining baseball now for the last 10 years. I know everyone says, "Oh, every other owner could do it," but I don't. I think this kind of proves that they haven't. They've been essentially Ponzi scheming it, where they're deferring all of this money and using the current revenues to pay off loans that they're sending themselves. I don't know a lot of the specific financials. I don't know how it works, but hopefully that whole regime kind of ends. And it's interesting to me that it's all coming out. I'm doing the Brian Windhorst. It's interesting to me that it all comes out in a year where there's a salary cap potentially and labor, battle going on, and rumors that if the Dodgers owner ever sold the team, then Shohei like has an exit clause in his contract. So there's a lot of stuff up in the air for the Dodgers. So hopefully their evil empire comes to an end. They're like the Yankees were in the 90s at this point, man. I didn't really have a good final uplifting thought, but that was that was my non-football related sports topic for today.
All right.
Well, hopefully it'll be the Rays and the Braves in the World Series, and we'll get to enjoy that by two great teams to be.
That'd be a nice October Commishcast. Start the game with it. Have that going. So that'd be fun. That happens.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if that'll happen for the Braves. I just,
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if the Rays are winning tonight, but they've been on a rough streak lately too.
Well, we play the Dodgers starting tomorrow. The Braves, so here, but we'll see. I always say you never know. You just gotta get hot. Usually these baseball, you get in the playoffs, somebody's gonna get hot and whatnot. You just never know. But yeah.
Cool. Well, I will miss you guys. This is feeling like I'm like signing off here for whatever, but like I said, I wanted it on an upbeat, not that I'm not gonna be there. So for the first time in 36 years, but the wonderful part is having you is Commish, Matt, and Austin is the Florida glue. So it's important. I know you guys will not only make it great, but like I said, keep the records, take some pictures, and can't wait to see how it comes out. And for the award ceremonies, some good stuff that we have going and everything like that. So Bobby's going to be there for the JJ Watt honoree. So
Excellent.
That's going to be an exciting one there. So be on the lookout for that. So
awesome. Love that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I always say this, like, things can change in your life, but what we have is always consistent for me. And like, you guys have always been there for me when I needed you, and same thing, like, we're always there for each other. And I always say you can't ask for better friends. And, I can't ask God for better friends. And he certainly has delivered. And, things will change in our lives, but I always say, like, this is like the lighthouse. It stays, the light stays on for us. So always.
Very, very definitely. Yeah. And putting this together, and, Bobby and I, and just growing, and, it sent us, from Georgia and Florida, and grew, and now the tentacles kind of have grown to different cities and such like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got, friends that just love getting together. The fun part of the game there, but it's the friendships, and then the competitions that we have, but just knowing that we'll be together for years and years playing a kids game that we all love. So that'll be nice. So
absolutely. I'm in a couple other fantasy leagues, and they're talking about scheduling the draft. And some people are like, "Oh, what? Like, can we do it on Labor Day?" And someone else said, "You guys know Austin can never do Labor Day weekend. Like, how many years in a row do we have to go over this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sorry, I can do Monday, but no, can't do Friday or Saturday."
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, I grew up in this league. Like, I love it every year. I don't know how many I've missed, but it's been very few. And yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for next weekend. Hopefully I'll be all moved in by then, so I don't have that looming over my head. I mean, I'll have to be, I think. But definitely won't be unpacked and all of that. So it'll be a nice weekend respite. But yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited. And doing something new this year, just getting better like always. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I can't wait, Christopher, for you to come back. For you and Samantha to come back and watch the Bucks games this fall. Whenever you guys get back, that's going to be a blast. So
we're looking forward to having you back stateside too.
We're looking forward to it. We'll be back just right around Thanksgiving, so just the weekend before Thanksgiving. So it'll be
I'll hold your hardware. Well, if nobody drives, I'll hold your hardware here, and then I know you and I don't know if you and Samantha are coming up for that retreat again. I would definitely.
Oh yeah, in February. Yeah, we usually absolutely.
Yeah, we'll have to do that. So
we'll have to see.
Yeah, and then by then, you might not even be the the rightful owner of the Commish trophy. Yeah. What if Matt wins the Commish trophy this year, and he's just like, "Oh, I'll just keep it."
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny.
It's been at my house.
Yeah. I checked, I was looking at, because I was setting up, and thank you, Matt, and I saw you join to the FCL for getting that all running and stuff like that. The software that's a little above me, but I look, so I was looking at the BFFL and stuff like that, and I saw we play Wayne week 1, so I'm ready to try to get the title the first week. So we'll see. So
you can get the first international win, Christopher. Like,
so. That's
just saying.
Yes. Well, considering how it's like it started last year when we had 0 touchdowns in week 1, 0 offensive points. The only points we got last year were from our kicker.
Yeah.
And then came back with some vengeance. But so
yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I have to go, or I won't have a co-owner if I don't get back in there. So
I'll have to rub her name off the commish trophy.
Well, I love you guys. Have a wonderful time. I will see you Saturday. I'll be probably obviously seeing. I guess you'll probably be doing the picks on the fantasy Facebook site.
Yeah, I'll do that Friday night, and then Saturday CBS. I mean, if you want a team, I can set up a teams for Saturday if you want to chime in at all, Christopher. That's easy.
Yeah, we possibly could do that. Yeah, if that's I'd love to do that, to be able to see.
I know Scott and Jeff's
not
being able to make it this year, so we could I can set up a teams if anybody wants to join, they can. So
yeah, no, that sounds great. That'd be neat. I tell you, the Battery's office work sounds like a true NFL war room.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
Oh yeah, I just realized you guys haven't met Elijah, have you? Jeff's son.
No, Eli, no, we've not.
Yeah, he's loving being a dad with two young kids.
Yes, the BFFL legacy, baby.
Yeah,
the BFFL, it lives on. So
absolutely.
Not that it couldn't with girls, but certainly, we've got the Reagan League or the Reef League. We just need to have some Florida blood in there. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Give him a few years. I just mean I understand why Jeff can't make it up next weekend, but we'll miss him and Scott too.
Yeah.
It'll be awesome. All right, guys.
All right.
Love you guys.
Right. Go to bed.
Thank you, my friends.
Go to bed.
All right. Love you guys.
Thanks, man.
All right. Bye.